Good morning, everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for our final expense coaching call. This is where final expense producers we get together and we talk all things final expense. Great to see so many smiling faces on here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt Alina, and I am the Life Markets Manager here at URL. If you've known me for a while, you know that I used to just oversee final expense sales, and I've now been given the reins for the life markets team. And so I used to do these calls just about every week. Anyway, pay no attention to the date on the slide there. I know it says May 5th, but it's actually Monday, July 7th. So we're going to ask you to get ready to take some notes, grab some coffee, and let's conquer the day. So here's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about knowing your competition, knowing your competitors. But for those of you that are just new to the final expense arena, I do want to give you kind of an overview of our final expense architect program, and then go into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation. And I will answer your questions at the end of today's presentation. So what is the final expense architect program? In a nutshell, it is a final expense sales program that is made by and for final expense agents, final expense producers, advisors, whatever you want to call yourselves. We combine that with proven lead systems. You get to choose the lead company that you want to work with. You get to choose the medium that you want to use, whether it's direct mail, digital leads, telemarketed leads, whatever it is. We provide top contracts. Your contracts are vested immediately, meaning your contract follows you wherever you go. Your clients follow you wherever you go. When you work with us, you're working with an experienced sales and marketing team. We're your back office support. You lean on us. You're not in this by yourself. Final expense, for those of you that may be involved in Medicare or other lines of business, final expense is a simple product to sell. Let me just say this again. It's a simple product to sell. It is not easy to sell. Medicare, people have to buy Medicare. It's low hanging fruit. The person really needs to decide whether or not they want to do business with you. Final expense is a product that needs to be sold. You need to convince somebody and trigger somebody in order to buy. We'll talk more about that here momentarily. A lot of these companies, when you do business with them, the different carriers, and you can select the companies that you want to sell, they provide incentive trips. Some people like the trips, some people just like the commission, and they diversify their business. And when you partner with URL, you have over 20 different carriers, final expense carriers that you can choose from. When it comes to leads, getting back to the leads real quick before we go into knowing your competitors, we do subsidize your leads. And we ask, in order for us to subsidize your lead costs, that you provide us an activity report at the end of the month or at the end of the week by noon on Fridays Eastern time. And then that helps me kind of match up the production reports to what you're doing with the downloads from the different carriers. And then I'm able to just kind of keep track of it that way so that business isn't missed as it comes in. It's a lot quicker for me. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's webinar. We're going to be talking today about knowing your competitors. One of the keys to success in final expense sales is knowing what you're up against. And we're going to be talking about the companies that you see advertised on TV and one unknown competitor that a lot of people overlook or don't even think about. We're going to be talking about Colonial Penn. We're going to be talking about Globe Life and AARP, and then a hidden competitor. So, full disclosure, over the weekend, I got my ARP card in the mail. I didn't even open the envelope yet. Later this month, I turned 50, and yeah, it was kind of a reality check for me. But we're going to go into Colonial Penn, AARP, and Globe Life to know what you're up against. When you turn on the TV, you're seeing commercials for AARP, Globe Life, Colonial Penn, and there's others out there. There's companies like Ethos and some of these others out there, where people can pick up a phone, dial a toll-free number, or they can mail a form in along with the premium payment, and voila, they're covered, right? Not so fast. Let's take a look at Colonial Penn. When you look at some of the things about Colonial Penn and what they advertise, that 995 plan, 995 a unit, 995 a unit with Colonial Penn is not $1,000. It may be a $600 per, maybe $600 as their unit, and it's based on the person's age and gender when they apply for that coverage. Some of the things that Colonial Penn is known for, some of the um, things that people, some of the complaints that the Department of Insurance is receiving is that Colonial Penn lacks transparency. They don't tell, and they don't, those commercials don't come right out and tell what the product is all about. So there's very little there's very little transparency, which also leads into very little customization. The people, the consumer is urged to call a toll-free number so that they can then enroll in the Colonial Penn guaranteed issue plan. When a death claim is processed, it's delayed. They take their sweet time paying that benefit, and a lot of times they reject the claims. When you're working with Colonial Penn, you're talking to an operator on the phone. There is no relationship there. It is a transaction. Now, I know that every one of you on this call, when you're working with somebody, you have the choice. Do you treat them as just a client and have a relationship with them, or are you just getting them the product that they asked for and doing a transaction and moving on? I'm hoping that you choose to build a relationship with that customer, with that client. Colonial Penn is very limited in the products that they sell, and there is no customization. The client tells the operator what premium amount they want, and typically, if death occurs within the first couple of years, Colonial Penn ships the money back. A little bit of interest. Thank you so much. We're out. But again, there is no advisor relationship. When there needs to be adjustments made, maybe increasing the benefit or whatever, they don't have that go-to person at Colonial Penn. So there's a relationship there. When they need to verify things with their agent, there is no agent there. They call a toll-free number. Whoever picks up the phone, voila, that's their agent, that's their client. It's simply a transaction. When you look at Colonial Penn's policy, I took a look at this here and I zoomed in on one of the biggest things that's in very fine print. And you'll see it on the commercials as well on television in very fine print. It's a modified benefit whole life policy. For those of you who are newbies to final expense, what does that mean? It means that in the first 2 years, if the client passes away, they are not on the hook for paying the full death benefit. Basically, what they'll do is return the premiums that have been paid so far for those first 2 years, plus a little bit of interest, usually around 4 to 6%, somewhere in that ballpark. Now, we have guaranteed issue products here at URL, but much better priced, and they're also better return of premium options, better higher interest rates, 10% versus the 4 to 6% that Colonial Penn offers. But that's usually when clients can't qualify for a product that we offer that provides a day one benefit. So buyer beware when it comes to Colonial Penn. Now let's take a look at Globe Life. One of the knocks about, or some of the knocks about Globe Life, again, these are from consumers. You can Google search a lot of the reviews and stuff like that. Some of the knocks that Globe Life gets. Again, there is no plan customization. The plan is the plan. There is no advisor relationship. Again, call a toll free number, mail some money in, you're covered. One of the things that people don't realize, and Globe Life is not very transparent about this, is that the death benefit, or I'm sorry, the premiums increase every few years. So there's premium increases. So they will get the client in, they'll get that hook put into their mouth, and then because of that cheap rate, and then those rates continually increase time over time. With Globe Life, one of the other complaints that comes in is that it's very limited coverage. And again, no customization, no customer agent advisor relationship, limited coverage, premium increases, and then the day comes where the family has to process, where they have to file a claim. And one of the complaints that people are giving about Globe Life is that they have a very poor claims experience, delaying paying those payments, delaying the paying the benefit to the beneficiary after these people have religiously paid their premiums month after month, year after year. Globe Life is also known for misleading advertising and just poor customer service. Again, these are reviews. This is the feedback that you can find online about Globe Life. Now, this is also not to say that Globe Life isn't uh, doesn't have its benefits. They do, just like Colonial Penn. I'm sure they have some benefits too. But um, and it's not to say that any of the companies that we have don't have complaints, because every insurance company out there has complaints. But these are the common themes about some of the competitors that you're running up against. If somebody says to you when you're trying to set up a call with them, or you're going to go over final expense coverage, oh, I already have Colonial Penn, I already have Globe Life. Now you can kind of shoot some holes in some of the reviews that these companies have received. Now let's talk about my new friend AARP. I guess now I'm on their mailing list now that I'm going to be turning 50. AARP is also notorious for misleading advertising, premium increases, limited coverage that lasts only to age 80. I'll show you more examples here momentarily. Again, it's all done through mail order, toll-free number. There is no relationship. You don't know who you're working with. I should say the client doesn't know who they're working with. When they're working with you, they know you. They have a relationship with you. If they need help on a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon, you'll pick up the phone, or they know that you're going to give them a call first thing Monday morning. And there's no plan customization. So I get this letter in the mail. Now, this is just an example. And what it does, if you can kind of zoom in on this a little bit, is that it shows, okay, a client can get a $10,000 policy. A 55-year-old male can get a $10,000 policy for about $18 a month. So they're planting the hook in the very beginning of the letter. People are looking at the price, the benefit, and the price. They're not looking at the fine print. AARP, several pages into the booklet letter that they send out, shows that every 5 years that premium increases. Now, if the person would have purchased a final expense plan with you, yeah, your rate would have been a little bit more expensive, but that rate is never going to increase. What they buy today is what they're going to have for the rest of their life, as long as the premiums are paid. That's with you. With AARP, they'll keep jacking up those rates every 5 years. Eventually, the premium that they're paying for that same benefit amount is going to surpass what they would have paid if they purchased the plan through you. Now, here's the real kicker. How long can I keep this insurance? Also, a lot of people saw the rate. They're going to call based on the rate. They are not looking at the fine print, folks. How long can I keep this insurance? You can keep this insurance until you reach the age of 80. It says it right there in black and white, provided that you pay the premiums. So, what happens if somebody lives to be 81, 82? People are living longer. AARP has collected that premium month after month, and now they're no longer on the hook. Thank you very much. So, buyer beware. Buyer beware. So, now here is your biggest competitor. I put a question mark there. Who in the chat, who do you think is your biggest competitor? You can mention it here. I'll give you 10 seconds. Um, who is your biggest competitor? So we talked about Colonial Penn. We talked about AARP. We talked about Globe Life. Tony just said Lincoln Heritage. That's another one where the rates are a lot more expensive. New York Life. Um, you guys ready for the unveiling? It's none of these. It's you. You are your biggest competitor. So many of us step on our own feet, and doggone it if you just get out of your own way. Your biggest competitor is you. You can shoot holes in Colonial Penn, Globe Life, and AARP. But when it comes to your biggest competitor, it's you. It's you. A lot of us, yours truly included, there are times when we're going to lack focus and we're going to lack drive. Don't feel it. I got up this morning. We had a nice long weekend. It was a busy weekend, but we had a nice long holiday weekend, nice 4th of July weekend. Wasn't feeling it to get up this morning. There isn't enough coffee to get me motivated today. There's lack of focus and a lack of drive. Some of us, we have a limited product knowledge. We get licensed with these companies and we don't even know what we're selling. Or some of us, when we're setting up appointments, we're not even going to get on the phone because we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid we're going to get shot down. Or for some of us, it comes down to poor time management where we work from home. It's comfortable at home. And sometimes our friends, our family, they're going to say, "Hey, it's a nice Monday morning. It's kind of slow for me. You want to get together for lunch?" And guess what? You've j- you're you've already logged off your laptop. You're out the door. You're excited to go out to lunch rather than going to work. Very easily distracted. Another thing is that you're not willing to invest in yourself. If you're doing this as your source of income, you need to invest in it, which means you need to invest money and time into leads and prospecting. You have to be bringing in business. You have to be making those phone calls. So you are the biggest competitor because you're not willing to invest in yourself. And I promise you, if you put a little skin in the game, you're going to go to work because you want to get a return on that investment. Some of us see the money that can be made in this business, but yet they're not willing to put in the time, or they don't realize the amount of time that has to be put into it before you start reaping the benefits. Not willing to put in the time. So you see somebody that's making 150, $250,000 selling final expense, but you didn't realize that in the first year or two they were only making 60 or $70,000 a year. Maybe they got close to $100,000 a year, but they were working their tail off. If you put in the time and the effort now, eventually you'll be able to put it on cruise control, and it's going to be as simple as washing your hair. Wash, rinse, and repeat. It is simple as that. And some of us have unrealistic expectations. Understand that we get in our own way. We step on our own 2 feet. It's not the Colonial Penns. It's not the Globe Lifes. It's not the AARPs. It's not Lincoln Heritage. It's not New York Life. Yeah, they're competitors of yours. They're known brands, but you are your own brand. You are the one that has the ability to build the relationships with the clients. Don't treat them as a transaction. Check in on them, see how they're doing. You have the ability to customize a program. You have access to many different companies that will work for your client. And it's not trying to get the client to fit the certain mold that the insurance company provides. It's having the insurance company fit the client's mold. And there's so many different options out there, and you have the ability to customize. I'm going to say it again. You have the ability to customize a program where these people that are calling toll-free numbers and sending in money in a mail order through magazines or whatever, there's no customization there. There's no relationship there. It's a transaction. They're going to be able to save more money. They're going to get a bigger bang for their buck doing business with you. Kind of goes back to Medicare. People need Medicare. People also need home insurance and auto insurance if they have a home or they have a car, right? People have to have Medicare. So they have to get it. And it really boils down to, are they going to do business with you? And hopefully you give them every reason to do business with you. And understand that you're not in this. You're not in the foxhole all by yourself. You're not on the front lines all by yourself. You have artillery behind you, starting with me and the rest of the Life Markets team here to support you and here to help you build your own brand. So it's time to start bringing in focus and drive. Get on those phones, call, get on those phones and call and keep calling and keep calling. So many of you throw in the towel after you've tried calling somebody 3 or 4 times. No, they're not picking up the phone. You're not willing to knock on the door. Well, you're wasting your money. Keep calling until they tell you to stop calling or until they give you the ability to meet with them. Or you knock on the door, catch them by surprise, and either they say, "Come on in," or "I don't pick up the phone because I don't recognize your phone number." The part of it is knowing your products that you're selling. I have agent guides that you can review and know those products inside and out. Some of you are afraid of being told no. Folks, anybody in sales, this is sales. You're going to be told no more than you're going to be told yes. And for those of you that, if you're, if I like baseball. So let me get into that. So with baseball, if you're striking out or if you're only getting on base 300, 325 per, 30% of the time, 300 or 35% of the time, you're an all-star. You're going to the all-star game in Atlanta this summer. It's all about, you know, harnessing the wins and just forgetting about the losses, having a short memory on those losses, managing your time. Don't get easily distracted, investing in yourself, putting in the time, and having some realistic expectations. I encourage you, get out of your way, invest in yourself, put in the time, study your products, know your products, know your clients, tap into the training. We have our final expense closers clinic that helps you package final expense so that you can make a compelling presentation, how to book appointments, and how to add final expense for your Medicare sales and other as an add-on. And really, when it comes down to it, when you're failing and you're continuing to fail, look in the mirror, stop making excuses. That's the competitors. Yeah, you have some competition out there. There's businesses out there that are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, Colonial Penn, where they're trying to get in front of your clients, your relationships. Don't let them do that. But more importantly, get out of your own way, get out of your head, and just start earning money. You can connect with other final expense producers on our Facebook page, our URL final expense community page. I'd love to see more activity going on there. I announce things there, but this is a way for you to network with other final expense producers. So at this time, I'm going to be taking some questions. So you feel free to type your questions, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Remember, we have a sales platform, a final expense sales platform called our Final Expense Architect Program. If you need additional training, ask. I'll be happy to send you the links for our Final Expense Closers Clinic. I'll be happy to send you the updated agent guides and electronic resources that all of our companies have. You have the ability to make a lot of money in this business. We have additional trainings coming up. A lot of it's going to be geared towards Medicare producers, but you can tap into that as well. We have a Boost Your Book campaign that's going on right now, helping Medicare agents boost their book of business. And so tomorrow it's going to be how to cross sell final expense to Medicare. It's going to be final expense sales for Medicare professionals. If you haven't signed up for that, go to our website, sign up for that. We also have a Boost Your Book Lunch and Learn coming up at the end of the month on Tuesday, July 29th here at URL. Love to get a room full of people. It's going to be how to boost your book in final expense sales, long-term care, annuities, single premium life. It's going to be a lunch and learn of learning and getting to network. We're going to be holding it right here at our offices at URL. We're going to be showing you so many different tricks and tips to grow your business, how you can get a better return, a bigger return on your investment in yourself. Uh, Noreen, I see that you wanted the additional trainings. I'll get some trainings over to you. The Final Expense Closers Clinic, the link for that, it's a recording and just kind of brings everything back to basics. And anybody else that's interested in it, you can either call me at 717 216 8041, 717 216 8041, or you can email me at Matt A, that's MATTA, at URL insgroup.com. Folks, I appreciate everybody's time today. And again, get out of your way, stop stepping on your own 2 feet, and just get out there and do it. You can do it. I believe in every one of you here. You can do it. Use the resources that we have here at URL. That's why they're here. It's not for me just to have them and hold them hostage. I want you to use them so that you'll do business with us here at URL. Stop making excuses. Get out there, make those relationships, make those phone calls, and start making some money. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a great week, a great month. Summertime's a great time to get out there and start selling because the next excuse you're going to give is, oh, everybody's going back to school. Oh, it's AAP. There's no excuses right now. Get out there and sell. Take care, everybody. Thanks again for your time, and we'll talk soon. Goodbye for now.